All right, so now one topic that is really on my heart is the waste. Food waste and plastic waste. We waste about 1/3 of all the fruits and vegetables that are being produced, and we waste and use an insanely amount of plastic, which takes a huge toll on our environment and on the whole food system. Now let's start with food waste, actually. This here is a pumpkin that is often directly being thrown away before it ever reaches any supermarket or any plate. Reason for that? It's too small. And that's one of the main reasons. The shape, the size, the colors is one of the main reasons why fruits and vegetables are actually being discarded directly on the farm level already. Because of the current global supply chain that we have. Those large corporations, they ask farmers to produce items in specific weights, with specific measurements, in specific shapes. Like a cucumber, for example, that should be always straight. And that's why you don't see a cucumber that has the shape of a banana, for example. Although if you would look at the farm, at a cucumber farm, you will see that 1/3 or even more out of all the cucumbers that are being produced there actually have that kind of shape. And that's of course a huge issue. And with the current global supply chain, the reason why they are being discarded is because it's inefficiently to transport them, because the transport mechanisms are all set up for the specific type of shape, of weight of a produce. For example, when you have crates where the cucumbers are being produced, the crates are straight, so the cucumber should be straight. And that's the whole reason for it, which is a big shame. And of course, we have the plastic waste. Now, plastic waste is getting more and more attention from the consumer level, and that's also very important. Right now, the biggest amount of plastic that we use is actually not only at the consumer level, but also already within the food supply chain. I think we can mark 3 areas where improvement can really be done. First of all, let's look at the transportation. Most of the fruits and vegetables, because currently they're being transported from so far away, they need to be wrapped in so much plastic and need to be conserved with that in order to stop oxidation and other things. And this, of course, is only needed because it comes from so far away. So by eating more locally, of course, we help to automatically prevent the use of that much plastic because it's not needed anymore. Now, secondly, we have, of course, the supermarket level, where we have companies like Farm Today, but also other supermarkets that have to do their part within the system. Right now, we can see that there are still a lot of fruits and vegetables that are being sold already wrapped in plastic, such as cucumbers or paprikas, that it just come with one paprika being wrapped in a whole bunch of plastic. And this is where we really have to do our part in order to improve. Now, for us consumers, there's also a big aspect what we can do. When we go shopping at the supermarket, often we see that things are wrapped already in plastic, but if they are not wrapped in plastic, then there is a plastic bag that is provided for you, which you can take and you can wrap it yourself in plastic. And this is where we really can make a difference by not using this plastic bag, but by just taking a paper bag, for example, from home or some linen and wrap it in that. Here's a few challenges that I have here for you. For the entire next month where you go shopping, I would ask you to only use one single bag and always take that with you after you go shopping and then bring it again for the next time. Secondly, I would ask you to avoid buying things that are wrapped directly in plastic and use alternatives and look for sources where you can find things that are not wrapped in plastic anymore. Now, of course, it will be very hard to avoid any type of plastic. So with the plastic that you have at your home, I would ask you to please, for the next months, to recycle this type of plastic and not throw it together with the other trash that you have in your home. And then as a last point, of course, When you have a party where you buy some plastic cutleries, where you buy plastic cups or all these little type of things, also for example Q-tips or like straws that you use for cocktails at home, try to use alternatives. We have so many great alternatives to plastic now that are made out of paper, for example, or metal straws. And this is where we as consumers really can make an impact.